Search engine optimization is crucial, and most people design a beautiful website, hit publish, and wait for people to find it without setting up all of the SEO tips and tools that you need to add to your website to actually make it visible. So in today's video, I'm going to make sure that you guys know how to make your Framer site have amazing SEO and all of the tips and tools that I use to make sure that it scores well and that it passes the AEO scanner that I'm going to share with you guys at the end of the video. So if you have a Framer site but you want to improve your analytics, then be sure to implement all of these tips and tools I'm going to share with you, or else you are probably leaving a ton of visibility on the table. Now, before I dive in to sharing with you guys all of my tips and the must-do SEO steps, I want to quickly talk about why Framer is actually really great for SEO. Framer now publishes fully static HTML websites, meaning all of the search engines can easily read your website and rank it accordingly. Unlike some other website tools that are basically giving you a no-code visual builder, but then handing Google a blank website with nothing to read on it, Framer has changed this. So we are already going to be starting from a really good place with our Framer website, but it's really important to make sure that you're following all of these steps to improve it even more. So let's talk about the number one thing that you need to do, which is page titles and meta descriptions. If you are going to do anything, it is to set up your page titles, which is basically going to be what shows up when someone is searching for an answer or searching for a service provider or product, whatever it is your website's about. That is how it shows up in Google. So that blue hyperlinked title, that is what we can set up on the back end in Framer. So in Framer, you're just going to go to your page settings, click on the page in the left panel, and then look for the SEO tab. You'll see fields for title and description, and let's talk a little bit about what your title should really be. Now, there is a really cool plugin that you can add to your Framer site to help you generate titles and descriptions, but just to kind of go over the basics of what this should typically include, it should lead with your primary keywords. So what is this page about? If it's your homepage, it'll most likely be who you're serving or what type of designer you are, what type of service or products you're doing. Lead with that primary keyword. You're also going to want to try to keep it under 60 characters so that it really shows up nice and clearly when people come across your website. It's also important to make sure that you are being as specific as you can, not just writing out home and leaving it at that, because people are not going to know what it is that you are about. So as you can see, I'm going to be writing the title for this client of mine. They have a scholarship fund. Writing out the entire brand name, I know that they tend to write it in acronyms, but I think it's really important that we clearly list this out in the page title. Now, your meta description is also important. However, this doesn't really impact your rankings. It more so impacts the clickability of your link in your website. So I like to view meta descriptions as kind of that like elevator pitch, or that 1 to 2 sentences that can really define what they're going to get inside of the page that they're going to click on. It's important too for your meta descriptions to try to keep this within 160 characters. I also like to do meta titles and descriptions for every single page on the website. You never know which page is going to get ranked better or someone's going to land on, so you want to make sure the title and description clearly states what they're going to get if they click on the link. Okay, so now that we have meta titles and descriptions covered in Framer, let's talk about your headings and content structure, which is also super important. I think that sometimes this can get overlooked, especially for us designers, because we focus a lot on how everything's looking, but we're not focusing on how everything's actually getting tagged on the back end, which is how Google and other search engines crawl your website and figure out the headings versus the content and what exactly the page is trying to share or what the content's actually about. So let's go over the basics of your headings. Every single page on your website should have only one H1 tag. The H1 of your page is your main headline. So you don't want to assign the very bottom title of your page H1, because we want that to be at the very top so that search engines know exactly what this page is about. The H1 of your page should clearly state the keyword and also a little bit about what this entire page is about. So after we have one H1 assigned, then we're gonna have H2s. For H2s, you can have more than one of those and it breaks up those sections of your page nicely. But if you do have a section that goes even deeper, so let's say you have an H2, a headline, and then content underneath that, that content will either be assigned as a body or paragraph tag or H3, which is going to be additional content in addition to H2 that really dives into the content of the page even more. So one of the things I love about Framer is that you can set the tags without even changing the design of how things look. You can do this in your text setting panel. Basically, when you click on a text element, you look for the tag drop down. Make sure your headline is set to H1, not just styled to look big. I see this mistake made a lot. I have actually gone on very popular websites that don't have H1s assigned and their headings and tags are all mixed up, and that can really affect your SEO. But we also do need to make sure that we're thinking about our body copy. So Google and other search engines, even AI systems, need the content in the body content of your website to clearly understand what your website, what your services, what you're trying to share is even about. So if you design a website with short, punchy headlines, but no actual content, it's going to be really confusing for search engines to know where to place you in rankings and where to show your website to people who are searching for an answer. So without body content, you're kind of an invisible website. So that is how I like to do this inside of Framer, is making sure that I have not only H1, H2, H3 styling already figured out in the assets area of my Framer site, but I also like to make sure that I am tagging it properly on the designed page. So there's two ways that you can double check this on Framer, and that is one of the reasons I really enjoy it on Framer, and it just makes it a lot easier to cross-reference and make sure all of your tags are set up properly. The next most important thing to do for your SEO is image optimization. Every image, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, this one I am not the greatest at, but every image on your website should have alt text. But luckily, it is so easy to fix this inside of Framer because you can just click the image and update the alt text right there in the settings. So I know it can be kind of confusing on what do you actually put in the alt text. I know for me, I used to get really stuck on this, but I actually follow this formula now that really helps me if I'm ever confused on what to write. So what you're gonna do is write what this image is about, add a little bit of context and detail about the image, and add a keyword if it's natural and possible. So you guys can see here an example of my client's alt text for the image. That is the first image that they see when they enter into the website. But I do the same exact thing for the video file as well. Alt text matters for a couple reasons though. I know it can look like something easy to kind of skip through because no one's really seeing that on the front end, but alt text is important not only for accessibility, but also for Google when it crawls your website to know, are these images matching with the content? Is this legitimate? So it's really important to make sure that you do add some alt text. But another thing that I want to mention before we go to the next section is that your images should also be the correct sizing. If your images are huge, then it's going to slow your website down, which will slow your site speed down, which will slow down and affect your rankings. So it's really important to make sure your images are not too bulky, not too heavy. That way your website can still load fast and have great SEO. You can either use a tool like Tiny PNG to compress your images. I usually just change the image size using my Apple computer image size settings, but also in Framer, you can load up a different size of your image for the front end of your website. So you can do an auto resizing, you can do large, medium, small, whatever you feel like gives the best resolution while keeping the image size at a minimal amount so it's not slowing anything down. And that brings me into the next section, which is your site speed. Speed is one of the biggest ranking factors, and Google has been super transparent and clear about this for years, so it's really important that we put this at the forefront. The biggest things to keep in mind with your speed is to limit the amount of custom fonts you're adding to your website. Also make sure that if you are adding a video, that the size of that video isn't an insane amount and that it's embedded properly, because that could be the biggest reason your site is slowed down. And this is a perfect website to show you guys an example of, because they do want a video for the very top of their website, so it's really important for me to make sure that this is not slowing anything down. But we'll also just want to keep an eye on any heavy animations or anything that could potentially be affecting the load speed. And now let's talk about the next section, which is your sitemap and indexing. The nice thing about Framer is that they automatically generate a sitemap for your website, which is awesome, but we also need to make sure that Google knows about our sitemap and that they know to index and crawl our website. So I like to go to Google Search Console, set this up, and I set it up for my specific website. It'll start crawling the website, it'll look for any errors, it'll tell me if it's indexing properly. So I definitely like to make sure that I'm setting up Google Search Console before I officially hit publish. It's also very nice because Google Search Console will tell you if you have any no index pages, which you can turn off inside of Framer to make sure that it's actually crawling every page you want it to on your website. So in Framer's page settings, you will see those SEO settings to make sure that it is going to be crawled by search engines. Now let's talk about Framer's new awesome tool, which is AEO. AEO stands for Answer Engine Optimization, and this is a really helpful tool to cross-check that you did everything right for your website. This also is so helpful because we know that search engines now are looking for, is your website going to answer the user intent, and is it going to show up in AI systems like Claude, ChatGPT, any of the other AI systems that are going to be crawling your website. A lot of people nowadays are skipping the Google questions and search engine questions and going directly to these AI tools, so we need to make sure that our website will show up in the sources that it's crawling. It will make sure that it is optimized for these AI tools. So if your site isn't structured in a way that AI can read and understand, you won't show up in these answers at all. And this is why this tool is definitely a must, especially now. So the Framer AEO scanner is a free tool, and you can find it at the link that I'll put down in the description, but it does something so valuable. You can paste in any URL, and in about 10 seconds, it will score your website on AEO red lines. It's also going to show you exactly what's hurting your visibility to AI systems, and it gives you specific guidance on how to fix it. So instead of guessing what AI can and can't read, it'll tell you everything once you scan the website. So I would recommend scanning your guys' website right now if you're still watching this video. Take a look and see if your site is actually going to be read by AI tools, because this could be definitely hurting your visibility if it's not. The biggest things that this tool is going to look for is whether your site has clear structured content that AI can actually parse. It's also going to tell you whether you have things like descriptive page titles, structured data, and a readable navigation. And it's also going to check if your website answers real questions and has real content, not just a pretty website. So that is everything I wanted to share in this video about Framer and improving your SEO on your Framer website. I am so excited that they have this tool now, because I know it has been a mindset shift to realize that AI is a huge, important thing for your SEO rankings. And it's also important to note that SEO is something that you should revisit every month. Take a look at how your analytics are looking, look at your Google Search Console, make sure things are getting indexed right, and go ahead and add it to the scanner and see if it's actually showing up in AI tools. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful to you. If it was, and if you learned something, it would mean the world to me if you subscribe to my channel down below, or give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and if you want to see more Framer content. I am so excited for you guys to go implement everything I just shared, and let me know if you do down in the comments. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in my next video.
Bucket tongue.